been waiting for. That's what it's all about. Woo!
Yo, what is up, guys? It
Yo!
is the Mason Effect. We are back after our season break, kind of like how Invincible was. We are back for May's episode 5 of season 3. I am joined here by my co-host, Slick Link.
Yo, what is up? There's your boy.
And as you can tell by his profile picture, we got a comic because we are doing a double review today on the show.
Yes,
We
absolutely.
were originally going to do a Monster Hunter review and a Comic Got Kill review, but because of the season break, I decided why don't we put them both on the show instead.
Exactly.
So this is going to be a double review.
Also, I do have
You get a refund, motherfucker. What you pay for the chicken, your money's mine, motherfucker. It's mine now, motherfucker. You gonna get shit, motherfucker.
Speaking of Akame Kill, I do have my hoodie on currently.
Yeah, he's got his hoodie. I was actually looking at display, and the only Akame Got Kill thing they even have on display is like a picture of Shell. That's all they have. With her scissors, right?
Oh yeah, with Tsukasa, yeah.
Yeah.
Damn it, dude.
Yeah, it's kind of disappointing. I was thinking, like, oh, man, I would love to get a fucking display poster.
Dude, the display poster of with Leone and Esdef even too. For real.
But we don't just really got Monster Hunter to talk about. I mean, before we do, let's just kind of go over what's been going on since our break.
Oh yeah.
First off, Switch 2. I got a pre-order. I was 19th in line at my local GameStop, and I pre-ordered. They had 45 Mario Kart bundles and 20 standard bundles, and I was able to actually pick up a bundle actually. So I got the Mario Kart bundle. I got a Pro Controller, and I even got Yakuza 0 Director's Cut.
Absolutely, dude.
Oh man, that sucks. Yeah, so over the night, just so you know, the Transformers over in the city blew up and caused a power outage.
God.
Yeah,
Crazy,
not those kinds, not the Transformers like we're talking about, where you know what I mean, those power Transformers.
Oh yeah.
Freaking Transformers blew up and just went.
Not scientifically possible.
Or if they would fucking cause some shit. Actually, yeah.
Speaking of Leone, how about another Meowster?
Yeah, Leone's better. Get trash out of here.
Doubt. Yep, the best Meowster right here.
Strip skulls. It's strip skulls, everybody.
What do you mean by that?
Hey,
Doubt.
Leone's better.
Nah, it's Meow Skulls. The best.
It's Leone.
That's what I'm talking about. That's why he's the MVP. That's why he's the GOAT. The
Leone's
GOAT.
better. Leone's better.
All right. Enough of the memes. All right, time for the review. So before we do that, first, I want to say this. Me and Caleb have beaten the story of both Monster Hunter Wilds, and we also played a little bit of the Mitsune thing.
Oh, and the Spring Blossom fucking festival.
And the Spring Blossom thing. I don't think I got to do the Ray Dao event. I've been very busy.
Oh, the Arch Tempered, yeah.
The Arch Tempered Ray Dao. I just been pretty busy, and after the stream, we're actually gonna go try to get the scarf.
Oh yeah, the sealed Dragon Claw scarf.
Yeah, and then we're gonna probably play some Fortnite.
Yeah.
So in terms of like most of the content, what we're waiting for Lugia-Chris. So
or
Lagai-Chris, Lagai-Chris or whatever, Lugia-Chris. I kind of prefer Lugia-Chris.
I got to start calling Lagai-Chris.
First off,
but
I want to say before the game came out, me and Caleb were making videos about it, and we were speculating, wondering if this would hit it just as hard as World. and our expectations have actually been pretty exceeded with this title. If I can just like really quick look it up.
Like it dropped players recently, but it was up.
It has
high.
dropped a couple players, but you know, the fan base of like Monster Hunter is pretty big.
Yes.
So let me
It
go
started with
ahead.
World. Naturally, but
Monster Hunter Wilds sales. So everybody knows that Monster Hunter Worlds sold like tons and tons of copies.
yeah.
As of right here, as I'm looking right now, as of March 31st, 2025, Monster Hunter Wilds has sold more than 10 million units in the first month of release. So this game has already blown World out of the water.
Yeah.
Which is really, really crazy. So
Like,
me and Caleb were figuring that, and what me and Caleb have been mainly doing is we're waiting for the new summer DLC to come out, because as of right now, like once you beat the game, pretty much all you have to do left is just like side quests and stuff like that. So we're just kind of like waiting for the new content.
The whole like arcane weapon shit.
Yeah, there's the arcane weapon stuff. But all right, let's go ahead and start off our review with Monster Hunter by doing the main thing, and that is the story. In terms of the story, we have a storyline that is basically similar to what World is, and we do have that cutscenes, the cutscenes back like World.
Oh, you could skip them at least compared to World.
You can skip them at least. So the whole story about Monster Hunter Wilds is that basically you are a research team basically set to go for the Forbidden Lands because there are rumors of a extinct species that is running rampant called the White Wraith. And it involves this boy, this little kid, what's his name? I can't remember his name actually.
Nada, I think.
Nada, yeah. Nada is basically the center point of the story. Basically, he is the plot to where he will later on in the story reveal more information about the flagship, which is basically Arkveld.
Yes.
But throughout the game, you come to the new lands and you meet a bunch of characters such as Eric, and then what's her name? The one chick with the hammer. Shit.
Fuck, I forgot her name. I know who she is, but like, fuck. There's our new handler is Alma.
I think her name's Alyssa.
Alyssa, yeah, maybe Alyssa.
Yeah.
Like, and
it's been a while since we played the story, to be honest.
You can get Gemma.
Oh, obviously Gemma. I know Gemma. Everybody knows Gemma.
Everybody knows fucking Gemma. Like,
Caleb, go ahead and you explain, because I know you want to give some thoughts about Wilds.
I like, story-wise, I enjoyed it. Like, I like the whole later on in the story, there's like this new monster species that's created by the Seekers called Guardians, which is an incredibly newer way of bringing more monsters. And I hope they do attend to like create more in the future. If they're going with that route, like, I would love to see some new guardian, like existing monster species that become guardian, that could be created like guardians. Because throughout, we had a couple of subspecies of monsters that were from World made into guardians, like Ebonio Dogoron, or AKA Emo Clifford. And then there's like Guardian Vulgar Anjanath, which we usually call the Anjanath species Andy. And I think in like high ranks, storyline wise, they bring some references from Monster Hunter 4U, where they brought frenzy monsters back along with like the being Gore Magala. and funny enough, fucking Gemma is actually the grown up version of Little Miss Forger from For You. Funny enough. And then I believe what's his name? Fuck.
The master, the little guy, the master that you see at the hub.
Well, not just that, but I'm talking about fuck. What's his fucking name? The fucking the guy you see in the very beginning. Fucking
guy
with the deep voice, yeah.
Oh yeah. I think his name is fuck. It starts with an F.
Fuck, I'm looking it up. Hold up.
Yeah, I know. It's been a while since we played the story, man.
Yeah, dude. Like fuck. I remember because I know I'm familiar with his name, but there was some pointing out that his lance is a reference to the Ace Lister or something. Hold up. From like Monster Hunter 4U, where he's more older. The A-lister or Monster Hunter Wilds. Fabius, I think?
Yeah, Fabius.
I think it's Fabius. But, like, he is pretty much the same guy that's it's been a while since I played For You. I'm not some tourist or some stupid shit. It's been a while since I played For You. So I'm trying to figure out.
Right.
The Ace Lister.
Right.
No, that's not him. That's not him. Monster Hunter 4U.
Yeah, Monster Hunter 4U. But anyway, let's get
to
Ace
Lancer. Yeah, Ace Lancer. I'm just figuring out.
Okay.
Yeah. So the Ace Lancer and Fabius are the same character.
Okay.
Yeah, so like he just didn't have a name in For You from what I remember. He just been titled Ace Lancer. But I like that we also I like that Misetsune is a bit different in Wilds because the thing with Misetsune now is since his release, he in the fight during the middle of the fight and shit, he has a sort of new way of fighting, which was with the eye flare, which gives off very like fire bubbles, which gives off a lot of like Soul Seer Misetsune and Violet Misetsune vibes, because I immediately saw that when they brought him into the game and they made it into as a monster, where monsters could basically have deviant powers during certain situations. Like if Misetsune had his head broken twice, or I think it's 2 times, but I could be wrong, but he could have the eye flare thing like Soul Seer, which was really cool in my opinion. And then
love you too, Leonard.
Love you too. And I remember, and then there was the final boss, I guess story-wise, for Zoshia, which also turned out to be the confirmed equal dragon weapon to a lot of veterans. Fucking, but like so far, like I like that the story was pretty great and all that and shit. And I hope I do attend to seek forward for Legiacris because he's pretty much one of my favorite Leviathans besides from Jindahad, which was also another awesome Apex monster of the 4 Apexes of the story, which were Raydal, Ultra Duna, I forget the fire octopus monster's name, but I think it's like Ultuna. And then, like, of course, you have Jindahad of the ice region.
Right.
Since we got the story out of the way, let's talk about some of the mechanics.
Exactly.
Like, I like the whole wound. I know some people may not like this for some stupid reason, but I enjoyed the wounding mechanic.
Right. I like that too. I like the whole new focus mode and where you can find a wound on somebody and then you can basically attack that wound and have a special attack.
And you can also damage that wound too and shit like that too as well, along with like I like what Focus Smoke's greatsword because it reminds me a bit of like Elden Ring.
Right.
And like fucking, and I like that. Well, some people might find this a bit easy, but it is like high rank and low rank after all. But like I like that you could get out of trouble with the Sacred.
Right.
Obviously in World, like I started off of GU obviously, but it's like obviously for me, compared to those games, like it's more easy to get out of trouble compared to something like World and GU and shit, like in old past games. But I do hope they could bring. Well, I don't know what I was saying right now. I will say this though, for like I like the mechanics of like the woundings and like how the different environment. Like I'm pretty sure they'll pretty much likely find because from Wilds a lot of people were a bit disappointed on the Epidemic Life thing, where you can't really display it right now, but possibly because I'm pretty sure Capcom has a way of like is likely trying to focus on that at some point and probably bring it to the game. I hope we could be able to have some of our pets in the Wilds update. You know, I'm seeking forward to that, and I also enjoy the fucking scarf because that thing is fucking gorgeous, and I'm gonna use that for most of my layered armor fashion sets. And I love like some of my favorite weapons currently right now in Wilds is like Greatsword, obviously, because I'm always been Greatsword main. I also enjoyed Longsword a lot, along with Gunlance, Hammer, Hunting Horn. Well, I only use Hunting Horn for like certain situations, but like I still do enjoy Hunting Horn a lot too. Charge. I haven't been playing a lot, but I have tried it for a little bit. But a lot of the other weapons I haven't decided to try out yet, but I have been forging a lot of different weapons just to try out for fun. And I've been enjoying a lot of them so far. But usually my main weapons have just been Greatsword. because I love it to death.
Right.
But I still do longsword, obviously, too, because it's like probably maybe what? Maybe my second or third most used.
Yeah, because I usually do either I do a combination of like heavy bowgun and charge blade.
Yeah, because I do try to use some of the weapons too and shit, and it's pretty good. But I've been enjoying the game so far. I've just been waiting for more news and possible stuff to check out. Which, by the way, since the new Street Fighter collab is coming in, I think on the 28th, I'm excited to check out to see what the new weapon, 15th weapon, is supposed to be, because people have been linking that out everywhere. People
Right.
speculating that this is likely the new 15th weapon, which might be possibly fighting with your fists, which would be fucking cool. And I'm up all for it once it comes out on the 28th.
Right, I can't wait for that collab as well.
Because yes, it is Akuma and Street Fighter related, which we're getting DLC for that shit too. But I like that they're gonna likely do more with it than what we did in Rise, where it's more than just like a layered armor for Akuma, which that's gonna be fucking awesome. But Wilds I've enjoyed very much dearly, which I haven't had a lot of hours into it compared to World, but I enjoy it still. I still enjoy Wilds a lot.
Yeah, I enjoy it too.
And I also like that you could just put the most random fucking crazy shit on stickers now too, where you could just have your names or your words on there. Like I remember there's a sticker that just says gooning. Like,
right.
Like, bro,
that shit was funny.
It really is. Like, and I love that people have just been making different characters, like fucking Kratos, for example. And I remember.
Oh, dude, I remember that.
And I remember, like, someone made a Squidward one along with Sinister Armstrong. I just love people have been making that most absurd, the most craziest shit they can come up with, and it's fucking perfect.
Right.
But, do you have anything else you want to add to Wilds?
You know, I do love the gameplay, and the graphics are really good in this one. The environments are very well detailed. And there's a lot of fun places to go.
Oh yeah, including Scarlet Forest, dude. That shit's beautiful. Like I know it has performance issues on PC and shit, but like overall, it's still a fun game and it's still an enjoyable game to enjoy. Like,
right.
Because the whole point of Monster Hunter of each game is how it enjoys the supposed to be different with each installment, and I like the new fresh ways of Monster Hunter that they could bring to the table. Where, because I know with World, it's like, yeah, we get the clutch claw and all that, but it's like that shit. It was like very overused, and a lot of people hate it, and
right.
So this, which is why I like the fucking the wounding mechanic that they use for Wilds, because it's much different and more unique to like get the monster to fucking fall on its ass and shit.
Right.
Yeah,
that's also another. Yeah, that's what I love about it too.
Yeah, because I just love how more new and more different each game is with each installment. Because like third generation games, like 3 Ultimate and Try, they have the whole underwater mechanic, which, yeah, it may be a bit clunky and awkward during fighting underwater, but it's still fun, at least. Like, I do hate fighting
Right.
Glaceon underwater, though, because, oh, fuck. Jesus. But I'm pretty sure as
Right.
well, For You was pretty much the generation that brought mounting. And since then, they kept that. Well, besides from Rise, obviously, because that's like more different because of Wyvern Ride. But we brought mounting back into Wild, so that's a bonus.
Right.
But like, I've enjoyed Wilds for a good while, but since I've been a bit, I'm just waiting for new stuff to be added in. I had just been focused on different other games too, like Doom 2016, along with some little bit of Fortnite, where I've already finished up the passes and shit. Where, well, not the Sabrina Carpenter one, obviously, because I don't fucking care for that. But got most of the Star Wars fucking stuff done, and
Right.
I probably will likely be planning on focusing on Doom Eternal. I'm not fucking thinking. Doom 2016, along with some other games I wanted to try to focus more on while I'm waiting for Wilds to add more stuff into it.
Yeah, because I've been playing Doom 2016 as well.
Yeah. And like, I've been thinking of getting more into GameCube and like Metroid Prime. I've been forgetting to play that game more often. Like, but overall, Wild is still a pretty fun game, and I'm still glad I'm still going to continue enjoying the fun shit with it. And I hope, because here's the thing with Legiacris. A lot of people were a bit disappointed with GU's counterpart of him. Because the thing is with him, most people enjoy him for being underwater, and
Right.
which obviously they're not going to bring that back. But here's the thing I'm speculating with that coming update, or that coming title update. My perspective on it is that they're definitely not going to bring underwater back, but since of how the seasons go by, they could likely make him to where he's more strongest in the water, but still having still fight him on land, obviously, but like they'll probably make it to where he can still have some not really underwater combat, but just like the way how he operates in water, if that makes sense. Like where
Right.
his whole body anatomy and shit is where he fights underwater a lot, like he's strongest underwater, but still can be capable on land. While he could still fight on land, but I think what they'll do too is that since how we fought the belly flop fucker, I keep forgetting his name, but I'm just gonna call him belly flop fucker because I do hate this guy with his spam belly flops.
Right.
But my perspective is that since how we fought Misetsune, and Misetsune could have a passageway of swimming around water, which was interesting to me. My assumptions are they're gonna likely have Legiacris, my fucking bad. I need to keep saying it properly. My perspective on this guy is that they're likely going to have some capabilities with some of his underwater stuff, but we're not exactly going to get underwater combat, but they're going to make some of his mechanics perfect to where he's still strongest in the water, but still be capable of fighting him on land. But yeah, do you have anything else you want to say for?
Not much. I mean, honestly, I would say that Wilds is a great game, and me and Caleb have really enjoyed it, and we can't wait for more of the content to come through.
Oh yeah, exactly, dude. I'm definitely gonna be seeking forward to that.
All right, Caleb, you ready? You ready to do the Colin Got Kill reveal?
Yes. Oh boy. Where do I start with this fucking beautiful gem masterpiece? Well, it's not for everyone, but you know what I mean. It's fucking just beautiful. When I first watched this show, it was featured on Netflix at the time. And this anime, oh dude, rewatching it with fucking Mason, fuck, it still fucking makes me cry to this day, dude. Like, it's so good, but it's like also sad at the same time. What do you think of that so far, Mason?
Dude, okay, so this is my first fucking time watching this anime, and Caleb was like, hey, look, just don't get too attached to the characters. It's kind of like to your eternity. And I swear to God, dude, this anime is great. And it's the characters are really good, but also, fuck, dude, a lot of people you love die in this fucking anime.
Exactly, dude. Like, when you were introducing me to Your Eternity, I fucking loved it because it gave me that same nostalgia I had for Akame ga Kill. Like the protagonist, Tatsumi, like the story per se, it's about this fucking protagonist named Tatsumi, and he goes out with his friends to like go to the imperial capital to like basically provide for his village's taxes, right? But like the story wise, but it's like later on they get separated, and he finds out the dark secrets about the Empire, and gets joined into Night Raid, which is basically a group of assassins of the Revolutionary Army tasked to take down these evil beings of the Empire, or evil people of the Empire. And
dude, like the Emperor is like this kid that's being manipulated by the freaking minister.
Yeah, the Prime Minister, honest, yeah. Fucking dude, he like the fact that
Caleb, tell him what I told you when you were watching it again. I mentioned something that blew your mind.
Oh yeah,
remember?
Excuse me. Fuck. Sorry, I was choking on crap.
You alright?
God. Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Alright. Just making sure you're okay.
Yeah. So like I want to get to the parts to where like the fights are awesome and shit, but like Mason did point out something I've never fucking noticed when I was first time watching this. And they were having like the Empire were having this discussion, and the minister was being pissed about his subordinates, right, getting killed by Night Raid and all that, and they were gonna bring General Esdeath. He pointed out that what he was eating, because here's the thing, this guy is a fucking evil piece of shit, right? And
yeah, he's always seen eating something.
That too, but it's like the way that he's fucking corrupted, fucking done evil shit to like fucking people and all that. he pointed out what he was eating was not just something meat. It was like some flesh or some shit. And I was like...
It looked like it, bro. For real.
Fuck. Fucking God, dude. Like, I thought because like, here's the thing. When I first saw that, I was like, okay, maybe it's like some piece of meat that you probably have already eating out. And like, he was like, dude, he was so disturbed by it. I was like, wait, what do you mean? And I got so confused at first until he pointed it out. And I was like, oh my fucking God, you're fucking right. Well, how did I not see this?
Right?
Like, fuck, dude. Like, he was eating flesh. Dude, there is no fucking way. How did I not fucking notice this sooner? Like,
right?
Dude, that just blows my fucking mind. Like, God, dude. It's like, now I can't even think about it since that day. It's like, dude.
Right, the second we noticed it.
What the fuck?
Exactly, like, and then, like, for some of the characters, too, when I showed you Leone, you fucking fell in love.
Bro, for real.
Yes.
Dude.
Like, fuck.
Dude, the second I saw her just put Tatsumi between her breasts, bro, this was me.
Well, not just that, but just her teasing and her being
Yeah,
badass.
you're teasing, and oh my fucking God, bro.
I fucking see. She's like to describe Leone. She's like this badass tomboy who's also cheerful and could be teasing. And she's a drinker, so it's a bonus.
Right?
Like, every man's dream. Like, fuck, man. Like, and then, like, I also show, and then when
I
we were
swear to
watching,
God, sometimes in this anime, I'd be doing this. Like, for real, because, like, some shit in there, it just, like, you'll never know what's coming around the corner next. You'll never know who's dying next.
Oh, yeah. Like, I did, like, as I said, I told him before, is that be sure not to get too attached to characters, because you don't know what's gonna happen. And, fuck, dude. With Shell, like, there's a lot of the characters' deaths, but I'll probably, like, when my first experience with Shell's death, right? Like, when she sacrificed herself, fuck, dude, I fucking cried. Because I actually liked Shell. Like,
because then we get introduced to she's not like a horrible character, but she's like the most hated character. Like, she's perfectly like the perfect villain, like perfect, like kind of like villain.
Well, that's Siryu.
Siryu.
I was talking about Shell's death mostly.
I know, because Siryu is the reason for her death.
Oh yeah, and her fucking Imperial arms, obviously. Like,
yeah, Siryu, fucking Christ, bro.
Because that is a one-way ticket straight to the goddamn wood chipper right there.
Like, I get her fucking reasoning, because she's
like, I get, but the way they do it is like perfect, where it's like she's
as corrupted as them.
She is under the impression that she is doing everything for justice to basically, you know, avenge her family, like her parents or whatnot, and her mentors,
not
right?
Just her parents, but Captain Ogre and Dr. Stone.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. Our mentors.
Yeah.
Right? And she is under the impression that everyone around her is evil, and she must cleanse that evil.
Yes,
right?
And that is like fucking very corrupted too, because like she's just as corrupted as.
Like, there's a part in the anime where she just slaughters some innocent people, and then fucking this one chick is like, I didn't. Well, they were gonna try to force me to do it, and she's like, well, you did it anyway, and she fucking kills her, and I'm like, bro, what the fuck?
Yeah, like, dude, they were crying for thieves, but like they weren't like, fuck, dude. fucking, she just does it anyway. Like I know they don't want to do it because they had to mostly, but fuck, they just fucking die. Like,
Right.
dude, fucking, and then like when I showed him like some very goated moments, like with fucking Bulat, fuck, dude.
Right.
Fucking Bulat is like, dude, fucking Bulat was a character that Tatsumi saw as like a big brother to him, basically. And fuck, and you get, and when you see Tatsumi first use Incursio, god, dude, that shit's fucking goated. Which Incursio is an armor like Imperial Arms that Bulat has naturally, because in this world, there's like these ancient weapon relics called Imperial Arms that were made a long time ago by the first Emperor and been used for generations. And a lot of the Imperial Arms idea is actually really cool. I like the
Dude, I
idea.
love the Imperial Arms idea that these are like a bunch of like special weapons.
Yeah, they're like ancient weapon relics that were made from different danger beasts, and like currently the strongest Imperial Arms is naturally the Demon's Extract, which Esdeath has. It also depends on the fucking user too, but like the strongest one that was mostly said in the anime is the Demon's Extract, which its ability is to manipulate ice and create ice from thin air and all this shit. And despite that it doesn't have a trump, because some Imperial Arms have trump cards, despite it not having one, Esdeath just literally created one, which allowed her to pretty much freeze time and space for, I guess, a certain amount of time, but it could only be used once a day. And like, which that's fucking cool though. Although I like the thing with Leone too. I like the Lionel as well, because it makes her have these senses while allowing to have all these different heightened senses, like smell, hearing, and sight. She could also have some powerful strength into that, and while being able to capable of regenerating injuries. But and then like Lubbock's one with like cross tail was actually pretty cool. Like, although I also do like Murasame, which is a cursed katana like Imperial Arms, where one cut made from Murasame is literally just fucking instant, like basically like cursed poison into the body before death.
Right.
No cure about it. And like
there's a part where Akame, there's also a part where you get to meet Akame's little sister. Now,
yes.
I think what the show kind of plays into is that Akame's little sister has, I guess, a disease or something like that from all the drugs she's been putting under.
Oh no, it's more of an enhanced. I guess they've mostly just been drugging her, but I think her body. I don't really remember exactly.
Something about her body is like really like it needs these snack stuff to like enhance or whatever.
Or I think those just to help her.
Yeah. There's a part where both sisters have a final showdown, and I swear to God, it made me gasp when I actually thought Akame died. I thought this little sister won.
No. Yeah, no.
And then it reveals that it was actually Akame. I was like, oh my fucking God.
Kurome.
Yeah, Kurome. Kurome dies, and Akame like hands over her little sister to Wave.
Which Wave is also I guess the second Tatsumi if he was part of the fucking Jaegers.
Yeah, he pretty much is the second Tatsumi, and what's funny is that about Wave is that out of all the other fucking people in the Jaegers, like Wave is probably like the most normal person you see in the group.
Well, besides from Run, obviously.
Yeah.
Because
But,
those two literally become friends.
Yeah, they do. But like, because here's the thing. Here's the thing that's really fucky with the what's his name, the one with the flamethrower.
Bowles? Yeah, him.
Yeah, Bowles. So Bowles, yes, he in his backstory, he is an executioner. He's killed multiple people, killed multiple fucking villages, multiple women and children, right? But here's the thing that they do that really fuck with you is that apparently he has a beautiful wife and a beautiful child he comes home to, right?
Yeah, wife and daughter.
And they play the whole thing where it's like, he's like, yeah, he's forced to work under the Empire and kill all these other people, but when he's not killing people, he's a family man. I'm like, oh my fucking god. And I'm just sitting there like, and I'm just like, okay. Here's the thing about Bull, though. He understands. Even he says multiple times. He says multiple times in the anime. I understand that what I've done, and I deserve to die for it, knowing that the only thing he wants is his family to be safe, and that's what so fucking hurt, right? Because when they go and kill him off, right? You can see
kill him off. Fuck.
Chelsea's like, while I don't agree with my enemy, I can understand his pain.
Yes.
And you can see him crawling to his girls, his wife and his child.
Like he has that mindset of his girls. Dude. He was crying too.
And I'm just like, I'm just like, oh my fucking god, bro. This is like, what? It's like you can kind of feel like you can put yourself in the shoes. It's like you have this dangerous and deadly and horrible job that you have in order to provide for your family, and without this job, they would have nothing, right?
Yeah,
you know what I mean, it's just like, you know, like me, like having a family member who is a police officer, knowing that one day they may never come home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just that it's just that for Bull's character, I love his character because the thing about him is that the problem with him is that everyone around him treats him like a monster except for his wife and child because of the mask he wears, and it's not because. I think it was he takes off the mask, right? As Steph forces him to take off the mask. And it turns out it's not that Bull's ugly or anything. He's a good looking guy. He just prefers to be hidden.
Yes. Like, dude, it's...
Like, I remember the whole part when it was fucking wife and child shows up and fucking Wave is like, what the fuck? Because that was us. We're like, no way, bro.
No, the way, because you remember how he mentioned he has a wife and kid? And you got caught off guard by that? Like,
they got caught off guard. It was like, there's no way you have a wife and kid. And next thing, the wife and kid shows up. And you're like, how the fuck does he have a wife and kid? I don't got shit, right? Wave's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So that's what's so fucked up about his death is that his family now has to hear the news that their loving husband and father is dead, and that's just fucked.
Yeah, dude, fuck.
But I think the funnier part is that, like, with what is it with Sirio, right? Dude, the fucking dog that she carries around, bro.
Which is also in Imperial Arms.
I love how the fucking dog is like constantly like whatever it is. Like you never know what the dog will do. It'll like bite off her head and then pull out a fucking nuke. Right? Or bite off her arms or her legs. And apparently the thing is about Siru is that she can basically, her body can be minute. She can literally pull a gun out of her mouth like the fucking aliens from Terminator and shoot you with that shit.
Terminator.
And I'm like, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's like, when I first saw that, I was like, how do you fucking eat then?
I'm just sitting there like, imagine. This reminds me of the one quote that John Marston said is like, you couldn't shoot a fart out of your own ass. And just imagine she fucking shoots a gun out of her own ass and kills you with that. Like, I'd be mad. Bruh, just like, out of every fucking body part, like, she'll pull a gun out of nowhere. And I'm just like, holy fuck.
Well, not just guns, but just like different weaponries, like fucking rocket.
And to be honest,
like,
while she is most hated for her reasons, I gotta say she's a good fucking villain to hate.
Yeah,
Out of the
exactly,
Jaegers.
dude.
I think honestly, out of the Jaegers, I think Siryu is the worst. Is the most evil. Because the fact that the thing is, that she doesn't even see what she's doing wrong. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with Esdeath. With Esdeath, I actually feel like with Esdeath, yeah, she sees the way she sees life and the way she was taught is that people who die are weak, and you need to understand that if you die, people who die are just weak. No matter if they deserve it or not.
Only the strongest survive, yeah.
Only the strongest survive, right? And for that kind of plotline, I'm like, okay, I can kind of understand where that kind of heartlessness is like, you know what? She was taught that as a child, so it's not like, yeah, it's a bad way to look at life, but it's also pretty common. I mean, it's survival of the fittest.
Well, not just that, but here's the thing. She's also, like, whenever she's not conquering nations, right, she also has a hobby of torturing people.
Yeah, she has a hobby of just torturing people for no fucking reason.
Yeah, and finding out new ways to make the body wish it couldn't feel pain. Like, do you know how fucked that is?
Yeah, she's evil and all that stuff like that, but I would say if I was going to choose, like, I would rather fucking... I rather think that Siryu is more evil than Esdeath. I only say that because with Esdeath, at least Esdeath kind of understands what she's doing is wrong, right? And she'll admit that, like, you know, she's all this horrible person. Where Siryu will justify it and say, "I know, I'm the good guy. I'm the good guy. I'm doing what's right for the nation, what's right for the empire." You know what I mean? And it's like that's where it's like I feel like Siryu is just way more evil than Esdeath, only for the fact that Siryu literally gaslights everybody and herself to believe that she's doing the right thing. She's the hero.
Yeah, like exactly, dude. Like
I just killed this whole entire family for the empire, and I'm doing the right thing for justice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just killed a fucking baby for the empire. I did it for you know what I mean? Where it's like Esdeath, Esdeath would torture people, but I don't think she'd be sitting there saying like, "Oh, I'm torturing these people because it's the right thing to do for the empire." No, she just does it.
Absolutely. Like,
she just does it because she's fascinated. Always since a child, she's always been fascinated with the body, the human body, and the limits of torture. Yeah, is it fucked up? Yeah, it is. But with Siryu, Jesus fucking Christ, man.
Like, fuck, man. Like, fucking, and like...
Also, I love the whole dynamic that she falls in love with Tatsumi, and I love the fact that at the end of the anime, she knows that Tatsumi is dying, and literally, at the last thing she does is like, if I'm going to die, right, it's gonna be with Tatsumi. And she goes over and hugs Tatsumi and freezes herself and then fucking disappears with the fucking thing.
Well, yeah, with Tatsumi, my ad.
Yeah, with Tatsumi. So, like, not only does Akame not to get to bury Tatsumi, right? Mm-hmm. Fucking Esdeath was like, well, I know, like, it was like, I don't care that you and mine had a relationship and you were going to be in love with each other. No matter what, I love you because for some reason you're the one.
Yeah, like,
and that's the funny thing, and that was kind of like I was like, oh shit, you know what? I kind of like that because I was like, you know what? Despite how evil Esdeath is, I kind of am like, hey, you know what? Hey, at least she's like, you know what? He's my man no matter what, and if I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die by his side, so he's not alone.
Like, I will say this, like when mine died. In Tatsumi's arms, I might add, when she confessed, that was fucking sad.
What's up, Jester? What's up, Jester and Chains?
What's up, Chester?
I know, right? And the thing was, what Tatsumi did is that he saw that the Imperial Arms was falling over and was going to crash into a bunch of people. And
oh no, that's Tatsumi's death. Hold up. I'm talking about most of mine's death currently.
Like, yeah. Okay, my bad. Okay. Yeah, with
Like-
mine's death, mine was fighting off Esda, right?
No, he was fighting off General Budo.
General Budo, right? And General Budo is one of these guys that basically he actually has a lot of respect for a lot of the people he fights in the battlefield, but he's sworn to be loyal to the Emperor and the minister,
The
basically.
entire empire, yeah.
He's sworn by loyalty, but he does have respect for the people he fights.
Yeah.
Which I find pretty commendable, but still he's not a good guy. At least he's not as
still bad.
at least he's not as horrible as Ogre, where Ogre's like, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna be the best, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was trying to make all these accusations on fucking citizens and shit. Yeah, like
Yeah,
fucking,
we're at least with Buddha, right?
yeah, like
At least with Buddha, at least he's like he even compliments what is it? I forgot his name. Tatsumi on his fighting skills.
yes,
And even mine, and is impressed, and I'm like, oh shit. So at least he has respect for the battlefield.
I love how mine also uses her fucking full strength on that pumpkin, where
I love that her gun pumpkin is a double-edged sword. I love the whole concept that the more backed into a corner, the more she's about to die, the stronger the gun is.
like
And you can
it even
we
also
actually
affects her health.
see that there's actually a downside to this. The stronger that the gun gets, the more that the gun actually destroys itself.
Yes,
Meaning
like
that pumpkin may be strong, but it's not indestructible.
yes, like
And we actually see this. We actually see this unfold when one of her attacks that she does, I think it
with
kills
her
what she
emotions
calls-
and
with her
passion.
it also connects to her emotions, right?
Yes,
It completely destroys. I can't remember what was she fighting, like a danger beast or something like that, or
he was
was
fighting
it?
General Budo. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So
So
he
from attack.
she kills General Budo, right? But at the cost of it, not only does she destroy Pumpkin, but she also ends up dying because of it.
Yes, and like when she confesses to Tatsumi and shit.
Dude, under her breath, she literally says, "I love you," and then dies.
Dude, well now they also kiss too.
They
It's what's
kiss, right?
sad.
They fucking kiss. And just as Tatsumi was falling in love, both of them were falling in love. Because
Like,
Tatsumi
when
was
she
like,
had her last
Tatsumi
words
was
after
like,
the kiss.
no, you're not dying. I'm gonna fulfill your promise. And she's like, Tatsumi, they kiss, and she's like, I love you, and then she dies, and then Tatsumi is just sitting there distraught, knowing that
it's
the
so
woman
sad.
he truly loved is gone. And then once he goes back to base, because the lesson is because even here's the thing, us as the audience and them as the characters, they have to understand, and even Blot explains this, you don't have time to grieve for your friends, for these people here in this assassin group. You need to
Exactly.
understand that you are an assassin, and you are going to
Assassin, yeah.
die if you don't. If you're going to die if you don't focus on keeping yourself alive and doing the mission.
Yes, like
If you let your emotions take over, right, you're going to die basically, because
Yeah.
the enemy will exploit that. And that's the one
Yes.
thing that's so hard about for like Tatsumi and also the viewer, us as a viewer, because we also have to take a grain of salt that even if our main characters do die, that is a fault of them letting their guard down.
yeah.
If
Like,
they're targeted to assassinate someone and one of their buddies dies, they have to complete the mission and finish the assassination, and they only get a little bit of time of grieving before they have to move on to the next target. Because their
Yeah.
mission is to stop the Empire and bring a revolution of peace.
Yes.
And that can't be achieved when you're sitting here grieving for the dead. And that's
Yes.
what's so hard about this anime, is that you learn out through the end that while they do achieve their goal, every character you meet, right? Some survive and go on to live different lives, and others die, right?
Yeah.
And we're just on the edge of our seat, wondering who's gonna die next, what's gonna happen now, right? And I'm thinking like, who's gonna get it out alive? And I'm just thinking like, oh my god. Even this anime doesn't even have plot armor either. Because let's go ahead and explain it. So during the final fight with Tatsumi, like I explained, Tatsumi fights with the misguided emperor who uses the big giant imperial arms.
Imperial arms. That's
he has a little bit of a flashback. I think what is it, Bulat explaining to him about.
Oh, no, it's Bulat talking to him from the paradise. Yeah.
Yeah, talking from paradise about the whole weak spot stuff.
Oh no, that's Susanoo. Actually, I thought you were talking about.
Susanoo.
Yeah,
Susanoo.
I thought you were talking about...
once he destroys the Imperial arms, it starts to fall over, and he knows there's a crowd of people. And without any thought or any reason, he decides to put himself in danger and break a promise he made to Akame, and tries to stop the whole Imperial arms from causing damage to killing all the people down there. However, because of all the strength of Accusio, right? It ends up making him bleed out.
Yeah, because fuck, dude.
And he dies, leaving Akame the last one.
Like, well, there's also Leon.
Well, Leone, but we'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
Leaving Akame the last one to fight Esdeath.
Yes. And obviously, like when I showed Nason as well, I will say this. What makes it even sadder is that promise that Tatsumi made during the time where he was talking to Akame, right? And like smacked himself together to where he promised himself not to die and make it alive, right? For the new revolution.
Right.
It makes it even sadder that he broke that promise when Tatsumi fucking died. And then like after the whole Akame, the fight of Akame versus Esdeath was one of the many great anime fights in my opinion, because it is just so good. But we all know that Esdeath dies in the end. And because I kind of expected this, because first time watching it, even though I didn't like that Esdeath was gonna die, I had a feeling that she was gonna die anyway during the battle, because given that they've been so achieved of bringing the Empire to ruin, right? Like Night Raid and shit.
Right.
Esdeath was gonna
like Esdeath doesn't even stop. Like that's one thing that she even brings up the Empire loss, but I haven't.
Yes, like she found the Empire weak once it was brought to ruin. So she literally just froze all the remaining Empire soldiers and shit. And that's when they led to their Akame's and Esdeath's fight.
Dude, this anime Into Your Eternity are just really fucking good. And they're sad, so like, I'm gonna be honest, like, if I was gonna recommend this anime, the first thing I would recommend is that you might want to, if you're a very emotional person, I would highly recommend that you may want to watch this at your own risk.
Yeah, like it's not
because
for the people.
It's not for the faint heart. It's a really fucking good anime.
It really is. And like, I will say this: like when Leone fucking died, I was devastated.
Dude,
like,
when Leone died, like, here's the thing: the minister pulls out his like trump card where he has this ring that will destroy another Imperial arms. However, at the cost of it'll destroy itself, right?
Yeah.
And then he pulls out a fucking pistol and just starts firing at Leone. and it's not really shown on screen. It's not. It's shown off screen, but you give the impression that
you're killed the minister.
Yeah, oh yeah. I'm getting to that. You're given the impression that she's shot and killed, but you do see some blood. But she continues to then fight him, and it bashes his head in and kill him.
Yes.
And then you come to realize that she doesn't have plenty of time. That's why when she goes to Akame at the end, she tells Akame, hopefully I'll see you again again, you know what I mean? And she's wearing the coat, right? She doesn't want to tell Akame that I'm about to die. And the last thing she does is she's in the town where all the people know her, and these guys invite her to go drinking, and she disappears, and it turns out that she found an alleyway to die peacefully in because she didn't want to worry the townsfolk.
Yeah, because that's what made it fucking
Bro,
sad.
so not even her waifus are safe, bro.
Dude, no.
Not even Esdev is safe, and you're sitting there thinking not even Akame is safe, and then the boss, right? The boss girl.
Yeah,
I can't remember her name.
Yeah.
Najina even she at the end implies that she's going to die because of the whole, Imperial Arms thing with the trump card being used 3 times. So it's implied that she also has a couple weeks to live too. So she also dies. So this
not
pretty
just
much.
That, but it's like Susanoo, the way he sacrificed his own life.
Yeah, and it was supposed to kill the master immediately, but apparently, I guess she explains, he used most of his life to save, what's his name?
Nanjida.
And then fucking, Love, dude,
Lubbock, yes. Fuck.
Lubbock is my favorite fucking character. And the way that he dies is actually pretty badass. He ends up fucking killing the one kid, right?
Yeah, the minister's son.
The minister's son, while accepting that he pretty much bit off more than he can chew, and then he dies.
Yeah, he fucking dies, dude. I respect him for that shit too. Because just like with Tatsumi, he died out for the greater good.
Right.
Bro fucking died from shit. I'm pretty sure because he killed the minister's son, obviously, with the fucking string, but the string, the fucking crosstail that your main has already broke, so there's no way he could fucking rescue himself either. And he just fucking dies by being impaled.
Right.
Fuck, dude. And he was having those memories of Night Raid and Nanjida. Because
dude, yeah, they do that a lot, and it just fucks with you.
Not just that, but Lubbock loved Nanjida. Because the thing is, the whole reason he joined Night Raid was because he loved
so he could be with Nanjinda.
Yeah. He was in love with Nanjinda when he first saw her when Nanjinda was in the army. And
bro, there was a whole part where they had Nanjinda half naked, right? When he's committing, and I'm like, oh my fucking god.
I got confused at first. I was like, what do you mean by that?
Yeah, and then you saw the part.
Yeah, and I saw the part. I was like, oh, I see what you mean. Because Lubbock's fascination, I guess.
Right.
Because the whole thing of him, he's perverted, but he's still a lovable character. Because here's the thing, he's nothing like, I guess, Denji from Chainsaw Man, because he's more down bad than Issei and Lubbock.
Right.
Because at least with Issei, right, from High School DxD, yeah, he's perverted, but he becomes a good fucking guy while legitimately loving and caring for his friends and shit. Unlike with Denji over there, who's always down bad for some shit. I haven't watched the anime, but from what I've seen, he's willing, Denji is willing to be down bad enough for Makima or some shit like that. And bruh, this your man's? Like,
Right.
fuck, man. Like, dude,
Humans.
this your man's? Like, bruh. Like,
Right.
but I fucking love this show. The
Yeah.
openings and like endings were actually fucking good too. I love their fucking soundtracks too. It
Right.
just fits with the show. Like, especially for like the very more emotional moments that come to with. And this show. Oh yeah, what do you think of S Death, by the way? When I first
I
showed
love
you?
SDF. I
Oh
love
yeah.
it.
Fuck yes, dude. Fucking literally, even like when I first saw SDF, I started fucking sweating because like
Right.
given the whole I guess fixation on Tatsumi, this shows you the bit of obsession along with her just being more of a dominant female character. Kinda got
Right.
me bit my heart racing a little from like flustered.
Yeah.
Like
All
I
right,
still
man.
love Leone and all
You ready to
that.
give a fucking like review, a final score review for both?
Oh yeah. Fuck.
All right. I want to start with you first. I want you to give your final score review for both Monster Hunter and Akame Got Kill.
Well, spoiler review for Monster Hunter Wilds. I like, despite the performance issues, right?
For PC, which Caleb
PC.
hasn't experienced. Me and Caleb, we're gonna leave the performance issues kind of out unless we were doing the PC review.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying it as in general, right? But,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It includes the PC version.
Yeah.
So, despite the performance issues on PC, I would say it's still at least a 9 out of 10 in my opinion for rating of the game.
Yeah, I would
Because-
still say it's a 9 out of 10 too.
Because like it at least because it's competing with likely coming in with Game of the Year since TJ6 is delayed for next year.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure Doom Dark Ages will probably be competing with that too, obviously.
Right.
For Akame ga Kill, it's like I would say personally it's a more 10 out of 10, but if we're talking like more of like how people's perspective on it, it's probably gonna likely be mixed opinions on it. Even if some of them can be stupid. But
I think this anime is probably like, I'm gonna be honest, it's a 10 out of 10.
oh yeah, absolutely, dude. Like, for most people that are prospecting this, it's still a beautiful gem of a masterpiece, but mostly it's not for the people of the faintest of heart, while they could be easily emotional. But I would
Right.
say, mostly, if you don't mind the fucking emotional and dark scenes, this is up your alley. But mostly, if you can't handle the sadness with it, it's gonna fucking probably mess you up. And the dark themes with it, obviously.
Right. All right. So with that being said, I give Monster Hunter Wilds a 9 out of 10, and I give Akame Got Kill a 10 out of 10.
Absolutely, dude. Fucking masterpiece.
All right, guys. Thank you for coming to our stream tonight. I hope you guys really enjoyed. We'll have another Mason Effect episode in June where I'm going to talk about the Switch 2.
Oh, yes.
Hell yeah. Hope you guys have a good night. Thank you all for coming. I want to shout out people. Thank you, Landon, for coming. Thank you, Jester and Chains. Thank you, everyone, for coming. And I hope you guys have a great night and have a happy Memorial Day.
Happy Memorial Day, everyone.